Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. And our guest, once again, is Doc Coyle from God Forbid. And Jeff, you get to start the questions again.
Hey, I had a question for you.
Too many.
You look like a guy that's like in pretty good shape, and I guess you go to the gym, right?
I've seen it. I've heard about it. That's cool, man.
What kind of routine you got going on over there?
Well, I'm a huge basketball fan. I love playing basketball, but I've been dealing with some back problems, so I've been able to play for the last year. So now I just do like stuff on the elliptical and just do like normal stuff. Lift weights, chest, tries, buys, back. It's pretty boring. It's a boring question, man.
So, speaking of,
but wait,
Pilates.
But I saw that you had some things that you didn't like about the gym. There were some things that bothered you that you.
Oh no, I just like when I'm at the gym. I just like I'll be like in between the rep, and I'll just start like looking around, and just things just come to mind. I was just talking about one guy who like people just like don't put their weights back, or you just see dudes who just they all swole up, you know what I'm saying? And they just can't, and they're not good looking, man. They're overcompensating a little bit. They just they're trying like this. I'm lacking in this area, so I'm gonna be a little bit in case shit goes down. I might could club a woman and take her home, if I can't,
right.
If I can't do it the other way.
It's not enough to lift a car. I need to lift a truck.
Some of you do, I'm, like I'll go to someplace, like, damn, you're pretty big. I'm like, no, I go to the gym. I'm not big. There's large human beings over there. There's a lot of protein. And
a lot more people do steroids than you think.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never taken, I don't even take protein shakes or anything. I just, so I just try and, maintain, a certain level of, where I just feel right. So I don't know, some people once I get to a certain point, I just start looking soft and skinny. The thing is, if I start looking soft, then I have to learn how to fight. I gotta pretend to look like I can fight, so I don't have to fight.
That's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? Just if you look crazy, dudes don't look like I ain't gonna fuck with that dude.
That's why I grew the beard.
Beard equals respect.
That looks like you want to have gay sex.
What? Yeah. Which also keeps them away.
Yeah. It looks like he should be like a general in a war that happened before the 1900s.
Looks like a Gettysburg guy.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's
not too far from here.
It's like the hair moved off your head and onto your face.
I am overcompensating for that. God damn you, nature.
I think you could, fit a monocle. Really nice.
Yeah. Alright, thanks.
You mentioned the NBA, and you've written some articles about the NBA recently.
That I do.
On a website.
On a website.
Yeah. But how do you feel about our hometown 76ers?
Sixers are good, but I was like, alright, so one of my best friends is a Sixers fan, die hard. I made fun of him. I was like, I'm surprised you don't have a Liberty Bell, a chandelier in your house. He yells at the TV over the top, it's a little disturbing. But he's like, Spencer Hawes is out. And I'm like, and it's like, we're not winning. I'm like, dude, if one player's out and you're losing all these games, you're not as good as you think you are.
It's true.
Look at the Spurs. Manu Ginobili's been out half the season. They're kicking ass. Derrick Rose makes 10 games, and they're still kicking ass. So your team probably is not as good. They probably overperformed at the beginning of the season because they had a deep bench. Everyone was 23 years old, and they were together, so they had chemistry when everyone else they had no training camp. So,
all right, you know what?
I can go all day.
Just because we don't have an Asian guy.
Right. Listen,
that's part of this insanity.
Our team was the Knicks were 5-17. Before all that stuff happened with Jeremy Lin, and it was but you got to remember where they started. It was a team that had two guys that started on the All-Star team last year in their starting lineup. It's kind of they were supposed to be good. So they really went from the most disappointing team in the league to having this other story that saved the season. If they saved the season, they're still a 500 team.
Right.
And then they have the fourth hardest schedule in the second half of the year. It's gonna be hard for them to if they stay 500 for the next month, they're gonna be lucky. Because they're playing nothing but good teams. So it's gonna be. It's a lockout year. Nothing matters for the playoffs.
It's true. It's kind of weird.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I'm saying, if you want to get me going on
sport.
If you want to get me going on basketball, I'll go all night. So we need to start talking.
And then I'll just leave the room because I have no idea what's going on.
What team should they get rid of?
What do you mean?
The league?
The league?
Yeah, there's just like hockey needs to
Love
get
that
rid of
show.
teams.
It's
The NBA probably should get rid
You
of
talking
teams.
about the league?
I don't know, like I think overall,
Do you really
outside of a handful of teams, I think the NBA is actually pretty competitive. I mean, if anything, I would get rid of teams in places where people don't want to play. Like no one really wants to play in Toronto.
Right? Yeah.
Like you're like,
Well, they got the ugliest jerseys and the stupid
like-
dinosaur.
I kind of like.
What?
You like that?
Yo, Raptors hard. Raptors
Yeah.
will fuck you up.
Yeah,
You know
when I
what
was
I'm
a little cartoon guy with sneakers and.
It's a sport called basketball.
Yeah.
And they have jerseys with logos and
But there's a team
mascots.
with they have like a pterodactyl on it.
Yeah, the Raptor.
Yeah, Jurassic Park was popular. So
Yeah,
it's like.
That's ridiculous. I never even heard of that team.
That's right.
They're Canadians, so you know
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
weird.
but there's no Canadians on the team. That's the problem. Black people don't go to Canada.
He's on the
right?
Suns.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. All right.
They have beavers on their money.
They need Steve Nash because he's Canadian. If they had
Oh.
Steve Nash.
Well, then,
I think he's a wrestler, Steve Nash.
No, that's Kevin Nash.
Kevin
Oh.
Nash.
That's big sexy.
Big sexy, right?
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Big sexy.
Way out.
They used to call me that in prison.
Yeah, big sexy.
All right,
That's because you weren't going to the gym enough.
Jeff. Don't you have a million other questions that
Not
aren't
really.
involved in
Yeah,
basketball?
I got one.
Okay.
All right.
Go
But yeah,
go,
don't
Brian.
Fucking calm down.
He's
Brian's going again.
How detrimental is it to your career to be from New Jersey?
Oh, nah, it's not detrimental. It's not good life.
It's good to represent, though.
Successful. Well, the thing is, all right. New Jersey is no. New Jersey's had a bad rap, and maybe
Yeah.
the rap is getting worse. All right. Maybe it's
Because of
hurting,
Jersey Shore.
it's hurting our cred. But you know what?
Those are all New York.
The real people know. Real people know that. You know, a lot of people live in Jersey because shit is happening all around. You got Philly, you got New York. You know, it's just
Ocean.
yeah. But this is a lot of stuff is going on in Jersey. You know, and you kind of have to come through here. You know, especially as a band. You know, when we came up, it was a really vibrant music scene. Bands were good. You know, and you had to get any respect. You had to be really good. It was very, I won't say competitive, but there was a higher standard because almost all like the cool, like bigger bands always came through. So it was like we were gonna get to this level. Things have kind of leveled off ever since kind of like the internet blew up and local music has become less localized because essentially, I remember you be in a certain area and like the bands in New Jersey would have this sound, or you go. That's why like in Sweden they would have their sound, and
Right.
in San Francisco,
Bay Area, right,
Sure.
sure.
Down in Florida, like but now that's kind of changed because people can get back in the day. It was a demo tape and that would circulate locally, and that's just completely changed. But it's I look at Dillinger's Skate Plan is still kicking ass. And,
Yep.
Overkill is still going, and there's a lot of really good bands around here. But there's also a lot of bands who live here who claim New York. And stuff,
Right.
stuff,
Yeah, it's true.
Stuff like that.
Like those
respect that.
football giants
A lot of New Jersey bands.
playing New
Yeah.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they,
Salem, New York.
So I mean, I think this is as good an area to start a band in, just because there's so many places you can play. You can within 2 or 3 hour radius, you can go and play in Baltimore. You can go to Philly. You can go to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. You can go to Long Island. You can go to Albany. There's a lot of options, and there's a lot of people. I think
True.
it's a little bit more difficult because there's also a lot more going on. So people have shit to do around here. You in Arkansas and you come there and it's like, what's going on? Man, you the only show I seen like mother, man. Godsmack came here last week, but you ain't as good as Godsmack, but you pretty good too.
Nice.
Don't say when you go to a place like that, there's just physically not as much activity, so you can kind of capture people a little bit. But here there's a million things going on. They can go here, they can go there. So you have to be better. You have to be, do something to keep it going. Yeah, but hey man, I rep Jersey. I don't know if I'll always live here. Who knows? But it's cool for now. I like Jersey.
It's a good answer.
Do people really want to play in Baltimore?
I heard the aquarium's nice.
That's some good.
I haven't been
It's
there.
not
in a
really
while.
that great.
I
compared to
would-
the Camden Aquarium.
That's
I've
how
been
I
there.
feel.
I went there. I was like, really?
Yeah.
The Camden Aquarium is just as good, or if not
Yeah,
better.
I felt the
I
same
took a
way.
trip all the way out there one time. Some girl wanted me to take her there back before I met Maria, like 20 years ago. And I got there and I was like, this is it? Like, I drove like all the way out here
It's
for
the
this.
National Aquarium.
Like, I got somebody
it's like the
15 minutes
best.
from my house. It's just as good.
It's because it's old.
Yeah.
Like they haven't updated it really.
No, it was unimpressive.
All the fish there are
Omar
over.
Little shows up to the shows.
What?
Somewhere little.
Wire.
Oh,
God damn, you fucking white motherfuckers.
Hey!
Well, going back to when you're not meddling, which is you do a little bartending.
It is a
right?
verb.
A little bartending.
Right now, do you know any like the Tom Cruise cocktail tricks or anything like that?
I work at a metal bar, so it's basically
Yes.
Jack and Coke.
Beer.
That's right. Pouring shots. I can make a margarita. I can make.
All right.
I mean, but I think I'm pretty adept gentleman. If you give me, if you put me in a situation where I need to learn how to make X amount of drinks, I'm pretty sure I can take two things and pour them.
Would you do body shots, like for say Brian, if you wanted one or something?
I'm sure about his entertainment.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
How
Selfish individual.
how watered down are your Jack and Coke?
Me, I actually no. The boss is watching that.
Yeah. Very watered down.
No, that's right. There's liquor in them.
All right. Yeah.
Do you want to give a shout out for your place?
Yeah, Duff's Bar in Williamsburg, New York. It's a metal bar.
It is
You guys
metal.
are probably-
And you guys are having a listening party there for the album
March
on the 16th of Friday, so it'll be out the week of. If you're watching it past then I'm sorry, you should have been watching it on time.
Yeah, because it will be out before then. This
The
episode.
videos, yes.
Yes.
These episodes.
Right with the quickness.
Right, with the quickness. I have a little game, a mini game if you wanted to play. I just created it this week. I'm going to call it... No.
I'm not a quick man.
No, it's
Yeah.
I'm like stuck.
All right. Well, here's the premise. There are a lot of metal bands out there, and like you were talking about, everybody on the internet has a band out there.
White Lion.
That is a band, but no. The point is that there are a lot of creative names out there, and I thought we could play a game called Metal or Made Up. So I'll give you a name, you tell me if it's a metal band or if we just made that name up. What do you think about
Pretty
it?
good.
That's
That's a good one.
All right.
It works to my IQ level.
Yeah. Okay, so the first name is I Wrestled a Bear Once.
That is a real band.
That is a
Yeah,
band.
that is a band.
Ex-label me.
They're actually
all
pretty
know that.
popular.
They are pretty popular, but I thought it's a funny name.
They're a Hot Topic band.
Yeah, sometimes that I'm not a fan. No respect, no
It's cool.
disrespect. I wish
Hey,
you guys. I wish you
you
well.
have to
You're
love
probably making
everything.
more money than me. I'm not a fan, but yeah, they're doing very well for themselves.
They have a song called Karate Nipples. Or Nipples, I'm sorry.
I like it because there's a
Creativity,
nipple on it. That's
right.
fine with me.
Alright, that's one for one. All right, the next name is 40-Pound Pelvis.
Made up.
That's absolutely true.
Wasn't that
No, it's completely made
Wasn't
up.
that a radio, one of our episodes?
It was. A friend of mine always thought it would be a good name for
Yeah,
a band,
okay.
but it's not a band. And the last name, Johnny Skull.
I'm gonna say band. It's a real band.
That's like a friend of yours, isn't it?
That is a friend of mine. Thanks for not giving it away.
Well, that might be a band. No, because
It sounds like a band name,
It
though.
was
Could be,
honestly
right?
generic enough that they're probably. I'll Google it.
You could Google it.
You Google it?
Johnny
But
Skull.
2 out of 3, that's very good for the debut of Metal or Made Up. I think.
I'm sure I thought it was gonna be like 10 of them.
I'm sorry.
That's all you got?
I just wanted to do 3 just to test it out, see how we did.
How about Rabbi Rappaport? Name of a band or made up?
That's
I'm not gonna
ridiculous.
I'm not going to dignify that question at this point.
That's the proper answer there.
Now I know you're like you're a major cinema buff.
That I am.
So what would you say? What was your your favorite picks of the year and like maybe like the most overrated film of the year?
Well, here's the thing. Like, as much of a movie fan as I am this year, I've been a little off my game a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Maybe you're busy.
Didn't watch a lot of those Oscar films.
I don't think I saw any of them.
Yeah.
But a lot of Oscar films say this. One, all right, I get it. You like, if as long as this takes place somewhere else besides now.
That's true.
You go Oscar, you're like, oh, we go to 1800s. I like it. I love it. We go 1962. I love it. What, it takes place now? I'm like, that's terrible. Drivel. They don't. You got if it's a period. You go in a wig.
Right.
They love it. They love
That's
that.
true.
They're
That's
all,
true.
they're all about that.
Did you see that silent movie?
I
Artist?
have it.
called The Artist.
I haven't watched it yet. But my favorite film of this year was actually Drive.
Yeah. I was about to say that. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I thought that's honestly like, in a way, it kind of reminded me of True Romance.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that movie.
But it's not. It's not like it. But
No.
what is like about it is that there's obviously a kind of really dark, romantic. Ultimately, it's like a love story.
Okay.
In between, but it's also it's an anti-hero, a guy that you really shouldn't like, but You know, and
Who can't like Baby Goose? Ryan Gosling.
Baby Goose, that's
Yeah,
his
his
nickname.
nickname, Baby Goose.
why is it with big with it?
I don't know. Some people call him Baby Goose.
That's just stupid.
He's a glorious man, right? if I like the other sex, you know what I'm saying? I'd have one of these.
Yeah. He's one hell of an actor, that
That's
dude.
No, he's the shit.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of the director's other movies? Like Bronson? Bronson's awesome.
No,
It's on my Netflix because of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Charles Bronson?
No,
No.
that's his name, but he's not the actor. He's a British criminal, and he took that as a nickname.
Oh, okay.
And he's got a handlebar mustache.
Yeah. No, I've seen the trailer for Bronson though.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Better than most.
The guy who's playing Bane in the new Batman, that's who plays him.
Is he gonna break Batman's back?
Tom Hardy.
Tom
Yeah.
Hardy, right.
Yeah, and he gets naked, you see his foreskin and everything.
Well, I'm glad
Is
you
Tom
warned
Hardy
me.
was the lead
What?
of Bronson?
I'm glad you
That's
warned
it.
me.
No,
Why
that's
is he
him.
foreskin?
That's how he
I
kind of
said foreskin, I don't know.
Yeah, he's
British.
really good in that, so you should watch it. Same director as Drive.
Yeah, but I think I love about Drop. Like it's weird. Like I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and like I love that podcast, but him and every single guy on there doesn't know anything about films. Like they're the word. Like they literally they were like going crazy about Red State, which was like
I saw that.
And I was like, but Red State wasn't good. Like it wasn't that good. They were like, this movie, it's so good. Oh man, it's like they very little character development. They kill all the main characters.
Hey,
like
spoiler alert!
in succession. I don't give a shit. Right?
I haven't seen the movie.
I was that. You know, it's not that great. And then they went and they all shit on Drive. They're like, this movie's so good. What's with the beat though? And I get it. It's subjective. We're all
Sure.
Everyone's got an opinion.
But they're wrong.
Yeah. It's like,
Here's how they have
No,
a
but
wrong
I
opinion.
think some people are like if some people are music people and some people are movie people. Like
Right.
if you are in that, if that's what you enjoy and you pay a lot more attention to it, put more time into it, I think your opinion is more worthy than someone who just dabbles.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you can tell they're not film people and they don't really, you know, they're like sitting there like, what was that movie? Like, and I'm like, I'll know exactly what what's that? What? Lethal Weapon, motherfucker. Lethal Weapon. I've seen Lethal Weapon 400 times, all right? I know, like, you know, but if you're not a movie guy, you ain't seen Lethal Weapon 400 times. I saw it once back in 73, and you're like, you know, it came out like 86, but that's not the point. The point is, you know, it's like anything. Like they, you know, there's certain things that they're gonna know, but I'm not an expert on. So I have to kind of rely, you know, on the, you know, the tastemakers, the people who, the nerds on any particular subject. You know,
I get it.
It just gets
It's
on my
another
nerves.
level.
But I loved Drive.
All right. Well, on that note, let us wrap up this segment, and maybe we'll have more with Doc Coyle if he's
We will.
still talking to me. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.